Sorry, it's been a little while. I had to think. I'm a little bit frustrated because you give them everything. They had all the evidence they needed. All of the evidence. They didn't need any more evidence. You had treason, the crime, and everybody's like, whoa, you gotta wait for them to commit the crime. Well, they've committed the crime. The crime was treason. They did it. And then you hear all these other people saying, well, we're just going to have to wait till 2024. Do you not understand? If you let them do it, there won't be a 2024. Okay? Get that straight. All of these, there's only one party, the GOD, the grand old Democratic Party. They're all criminals. 99% of them. There might be a couple of good ones, but you know what? I don't even know. What I'm really mad about is I was watching the people talk about how Rand Paul destroyed old George, what is his name, Pupastopoulos, whatever his name is. He's a shill trying to pretend to be a reporter. So what I would like you to do, if you could find the time in your day, you don't have to like, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe, none of that. Just listen to what he says and then hear me out.
Senator Paul, let me begin with a threshold question for you. This election was not stolen. Do you accept that fact?
Well, what I would say is that the debate over whether or not there was fraud should occur. We never had any presentation in court where we actually looked at the evidence. Most of the cases were thrown out for lack of standing, which is a procedural way of not actually hearing the question. There were several states in which the law was changed by the Secretary of State and not the state legislature. To me, those are clearly unconstitutional, and I think there's still a chance that those actually do finally work their way up to the Supreme Court. Courts traditionally and historically don't like to hear election questions. But yes, were there people who voted twice? Were there dead people who voted? Were there illegal aliens who voted? Yes, and we should get to the bottom of it. I'll give you an example. In my state, when we had a Democrat Secretary of State, she refused, even under federal order, to purge the rolls of illegal voters. We got a Republican Secretary of State, and he purged the rolls.
Senator Paul,
I have a difference, and those things
I have to stop you there. No election is perfect, but there were 86 challenges filed by President Trump and his allies in court. All were dismissed. Every state certified the results after investigations, counts, and recounts. The Department of Justice, led by William Barr, said there's no widespread evidence of fraud. Can't you just say the words, this election was not stolen?
What I would suggest is that if we want greater confidence in our elections, and 75% of Republicans agree with me, is that we do need to look at election integrity, and we do need to see if we can restore confidence in the elections.
Well, 75% of Republicans agree with you because they were fed a big lie by President Trump and his supporters who say the election was stolen. Why can't you say?
Well, I think where you make a mistake, hey, George, where you make a mistake is that people coming from the liberal side like you immediately say everything's a lie instead of saying there are two sides to everything. Historically, what would happen is if I said that I thought there was fraud, you would interview someone else who said there wasn't. But now you insert yourself in the middle and say the absolute fact is that everything I'm saying is a lie.
Well, because, Senator, I said what the president said was a lie because he said, hold on a second. He said the election was stolen. This election was not stolen. The results were certified in every single state after counts and recounts.
You're saying that absolutely you're saying there was no fraud and it's all been investigated. That's just not true.
It's not what I said, sir. I said the Department of Justice found no evidence. Let me finish my point.
No, you said
something that was not true.
You say we're all liars. You're just simply saying we're all liars. And
I said it was a lie that the election was stolen.
Premise that you're right and we're wrong. Well, let's talk about the specifics of it. In Wisconsin, tens of thousands of absentee votes had only the name on them and no address. Historically, those were thrown out. This time they weren't. They made special accommodations because they said, oh, it's a pandemic and people forgot what their address was. So they changed the law after the fact. That is wrong. That's unconstitutional. And I plan on spending the next 2 years going around state to state and fixing these problems. And I won't be cowed by liberals in the media who say, there's no evidence here and you're a liar if you talk about election fraud. No, let's have an open debate. It's a free country.
There is no widespread evidence of election fraud that overturned the results. That was stated as well by the Department of Justice, led by President Trump's Attorney General. In Wisconsin, there were counts and recounts.
Actually, it was never studied. Even that's not true. Even that's not true. Even
William Barr said that directly.
Barr said that, but there was, yes, he said that, yes, that was a pronouncement. There has been no examination, thorough examination of all the states to see what problems we had and see if they could fix them. Now, let me say, to be clear, I voted to certify the state electors.
Okay, so you heard it. Rand Paul. Oh, he destroyed George. Yeah, the Snuffleupagus. He destroyed him, right? Well, but he's going to spend the next 2 years going around and finding out what went wrong. Well, what went wrong is he's a coward. He's the same as them. He's a traitor. But now you got a whole bunch of Republican traitors that see that they're not going to have that cushy job anymore. If they don't do something, well, a little too late. He validated the election because why? What his thing is, he didn't, in my opinion, is he didn't want to stir the pot. He's spineless. And if he's anybody that in your Senate, you need to get rid of that dude because he's no good. All he's trying to do is cover his butt. Where was he when Trump needed him? Where was he when the American people needed him? He didn't stand up and say, no, I'm not going to do this. He stood with them. He stood with the GOD, the Grand Old Democratic Demon Party. He stood with them. In my book, that makes him the same kind of shill as the rest of them. It's ridiculous that people will not hold them responsible. You got all these. I'm going to quit calling it left and right. Okay, it's left and right wing of the same damn bird. It's a communist bird. All right. So Trump is starting a party, the Patriot Party. I'm on board, but we'll see what happens with that. Because first we got to get through these guys. Because I'll tell you what, if this isn't stopped, if the military fails us, then the Patriots have to stand up. Because there won't be a 2024. If you understand what the Great Reset truly is, and who's behind it, then you'll know that if they don't stop it, we have to. There's no choice. If you love America, you will stand. I'm not going to ask you to take your mask off anymore. If you want to wear your mask, wear your mask. Comply or defy, okay? I defy. Yes, I pay more for my milk because I go to a small store. I pay more for my vegetables because if the small store don't have it, I go to a farm. I try and go to small businesses. I don't go to Walmart. I don't go to Safeway. I don't go to Costco. I don't go to any of those places. You're supporting your own tyranny. They're going to put you in chains, and that's all they want. But they want your money in the meantime. Americans are spineless. I'm sorry to say that, but I look around and I see people that are like, well, you can't really do anything. What can you do? I don't know, bend over. That's what you can do. Old joke Biden is going to take you down, and he doesn't care. I mean, why in the hell would people... How stupid do you have to be to vote in somebody with Alzheimer's? You got to be a damn dumb son of a gun. It's ridiculous. And then you have to defend your actions because you were balancing the logic. There is no logic. You voted for somebody with Alzheimer's. You're stupid. Everybody that voted for Trump, 78 million Americans, we all got stomped on. And now, if you see what they're doing, they want to call us terrorists. Okay, I'm a terrorist then. Because I love Trump. And Joe Biden, that's not my president. Not even. That dude, he was selected, not elected. Okay? All of those people up there, all they want is to put you in chains, put everything in China's, give the keys to China. And they're, oh no, it's Russia. It's Russia. No, that's who the 16-year war was supposed to be with. Korea, North Korea, and Russia. And that's what they're moving very fast to get back to is a 16-year plan, which is to destroy America. Not on my watch. If you're one of those stupid sons of guns that voted for Joe Biden, then I don't care what you do. You deserve what you get. You know he's making the age of consent for girls to be 11. Did you know that? Oh my God. Yeah, 11. Just kind of tells you where they are, a bunch of chomos. That's boys too. They're taking away women's rights. So all you women that want to go see your daughter at a sporting event, she'll have to wrestle with a little boy that thinks he's a girl, but has still the muscle fiber and the bone structure of a boy. I don't mean, no, I'm not going to apologize. If you voted for Joe Biden, you're an idiot, and you deserve every damn thing you get. If you voted for Trump, I'm sorry, I stand with you. I love all of you, not the Joe Biden people. If you're understanding where you are, yeah, you can get some forgiveness, but you need to stand the hell up. Wake up. The guy has Alzheimer's and you voted for him. And then they just slipped him in and everybody's like, oh, well, we got 2024. We don't want to be violent. How do you deal with violence? If somebody is a violent person and they come to you, how do you deal with it without giving back the same? They blamed us for their setup at the Capitol. That was Antifa. There's evidence of that. Okay? They blamed us for that. They've arrested Cash Kelly because he was there and the Washington Tribune or one of those newspapers said he was part of it when he was not. So they're arresting people for being patriots already. You didn't know that, did you? In fact, he goes to court, I think it's February 7th, to see if he gets out. This is a serious game. And if you don't wake up, you're going to lose. I will die on my feet before I live on my knees. Where do you stand, patriot? You stand with Joe Biden in 2024. We can always try again in 2024. No, you can't. You got this time. If the military doesn't do it and they are compromised, then you know what it depends on. I'll probably lose all my subscribers. If you want to comment, call me something, great. If you don't, great. If you want to subscribe, great. If you don't, great. Because it's not about subscriptions. It's about information. It's not about a bunch of colorful pictures of people getting shot or punched in the face either. But apparently that's what people want. To all my normal subscribers, I love you all and I'm sorry for my rant. Everybody else, you know.